Thank you everyone for being here. I appreciate it. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Wish you're enjoying good, tasty beverage as well as being comforted in your own home. So I was in America during the cartel, the war-torn drugs addicts, and my parents gave me up for adoption for a better life. They sent me to the promised land out of America, and I was welcomed with unconditional love, with open arms from my American parents. But I only weighed 11 pounds at 11 months old. Medical record. So when we fast forward to 7, I'll never forget being in school, and we had a family project, and they said, draw your family tree, learn about your family, and share it with the class. Ladies and gentlemen, my parents were of Italian and Irish descent. Some of my physical features and attributes didn't align with my family members. Kids can be cruel, and they were. And I'll never forget them saying, you don't look like your parents. I said, no, I was adopted. I was so excited because the picture my parents painted was that I was their treasure. I was their gift. The next sentence out of their mouth was, if your parents didn't love you, how can you love? 7 years old. This was the foundation that was poured into my mind. Was I not loved? Was I abandoned? Did they not care for me? Did they have any clue of what the risks were, health and safety, putting an infant of 11 years of age on a plane across the world? This is what happens when we don't take self-inventory of awareness and discovery of our history, of our thoughts, of our moments and life experiences. So I fast forward going through school. I had to work 10 times harder to understand because my comprehension wasn't that of the average student. So I was the one constantly asking questions, constantly raising my hand, constantly to this day saying, I don't get it. I was reprimanded and bullied and abused. I was shoved into lockers, thrown into trash cans. And on the playground, that was the worst because that was a free for all for me.
Wow.
And to get bullied. So what did I do? I decided to take my trials and tribulations and tragedies at that time and turn them into triumphs. I would stay after school. I would go to the teachers and peers that I confided in and ask questions. But truth be told, I was fearful to share this with my parents. My parents were successful businessmen and women on Wall Street and abroad in elite banks. How could I say I was failing at school when my family had a lineage of being successful? So when I made the conscious effort to really confide in someone and share with my family, they reached out to support system. And it was only then, at that time, that the support system said, sure, you've gone through some things, abuse, bullying, but did you ever think of maybe it was you seeking attention? Ladies and gentlemen, my mind was blown. Here I was, vulnerable, transparent, acting with integrity, sharing some of the intimate and personal experiences I have endured with someone I thought I can trust, only to turn around and point the finger at me and say, maybe you were seeking attention. I want to pause at this moment and ask you, think about the times you were betrayed, lied to, abandoned, abused, bullied, any way, whether it be mental, physical, sexual, emotional. Think about that. And think of how you would feel if someone said, maybe you're seeking attention. Breath in and a breath out. This is when I realized, going to my coach and mentor and kindred spirit, spiritual friend Les Brown. Someone's opinion of you does not have to become your reality. They're coming from a world or of what they've learned, experienced, or endured. So I decided to take the pen in my own hand and go and delve deep down into social work and psychology. Social work to understand the cultural diversities. Look at the gallery here, the cultural diversities, lifestyles, upbringings, and traditions, morals, ethics, and values across the world that people are learning.
Thank you. I needed
Yes, go
to
ahead, Benson.
echo that. I needed to re-echo that. Did you hear that? Andrea said, someone's opinion of you should not be your reality. Did you hear that? If nothing at all. Someone, the society, the community opinion of you should not be your reality. Thank you, please.
Yes. And so that actually was Les Brown's quote. And that kind of mirrors back to anything you've gone through gives you the certification and ability to help others achieve it too. So when I went into social work and psychology to understand the neuroscience, the neurological mechanics of the brain works, subconscious, unconscious, conscious, that thoughts become things. The late, great Bob Proctor, the narrator and the author of The Secret, talks about what's in your mind, that's in your mind doesn't matter at all. It's what we invest, ingest, and insert into our bodies, minds, and soul. So when I decided to go through social work and psychology, I was able to kind of, as Steve Jobs says, connect the dots backwards to realize everything I was going through, good, bad, or indifferent, was a learning experience. Going into breath of success. I'll never forget this caption or cartoon I saw when the world changed. 2020 for me was clarity. I lost my job, a job that I loved, holistic, motivational, and wellness nutritionalist specialist, all embodied in one roof, under one roof, helping individuals realize that they have the power of healing through forgiveness, through nutrition, through their experiences. And in 2020, I took a deep breath and said, okay, I'm going to make an investment. The first financial investment, I shared it with my family. We didn't have the means at that time, but I'd made a declaration that this investment was going to be an investment of a lifetime. And I connected with the legendary Les Brown because I heard on the media, he said, on one of his talks, he says, are you going through it or are you growing through it? Ladies and gentlemen, I've failed at everything in my life: school, academics, athletics, relationships, family relationships, and most importantly, and unfortunately, the relationship with myself. Take a deep breath. Breathe in, breathe out. Are you breathing in success and breathing out suffering, sacrifice, self-sabotage? We don't need that. So as I continued on the path less traveled, which I named my business, Press Play. Plan life according to you. Why? Because it's your life. People can give you advice. People can give you direction. But are they walking in the footsteps you create? No. I can guide. I can help from experience, living testimonials. We have a book of life that we are all reading and writing. But I don't know what Benson has gone through in his teenage years. I don't know what Felix is going through today. And I can only imagine what Faith's dreams are, what she aspires to inspire and bring to this world and carry out that legacy for her family and friends. I walk beside you every step of the way. So my outlets to help me cope and go through these chapters in my life was music, the universal language of love, and athletics. I was a soccer player. For those in Europe and other countries, football. But why did I choose those attributes? Because music, I was able to, again, going back to the beginning segment, follow the frequency, follow the energy, that of Beethoven, of the complex keys and chords that he creates and composes, to the drum beats of Africa, reggaeton, soca, salsa, that gets those beats to your heartbeat going. So when I did that, I decided that those were going to be the opportunities, and that tap into the athletic components, a body in motion stays in motion. And the only way you can learn to be a leader is by being a team player. Look at the leaders of the world. How many of these leaders remember where they came from? How many of these leaders remember that opportunity when they were granted kingship, queen, president, ambassador? What was their motivation, intention, motion, mission, and message? They wanted to breathe life to enhance their quality of life for themselves and their community. That's why I speak to orphanages worldwide. That's why I encourage and help individuals enlighten within their inner spirit, those of Africa, Asia, Europe, North and South America, and Australia. Ladies and gentlemen, we are granted the gift every morning, a breath of fresh air, a breath of life. Steps that I took. So I'd like to share those today. And if able, I would welcome those who are taking notes to share with the people in the group these steps in the chat. And these align with Victim to Victorious, this book that I wrote that Les Brown done the forward to. In order for us to succeed in life, we must take personal inventory and be self-aware and have this self-discovery. Ask yourself, who am I? Family, friends, colleagues, go on social media. How do you see me? Because then and only then will you have clarity to know if your mission and message is being portrayed and relayed in a fashion that you want to emulate. Step number 2 in the chat, mind over matter. Question and challenge yourself every day. I get a toxic feeling when I hear the common phrase, mostly in America, it is what it is. No. I'm not going to accept that in my life, because we have a choice to change it, to refrain it from it, or to learn from it. Mind over matter. What is your vision? What does it look like in your mind where you are heading? Dreams don't have deadlines. They create destinations. So what does that destination look like for you, your family, your children's children, and the legacy you leave? Step number three, invest in you. Now, everybody kind of cringes. Oh my goodness, Andrea, I don't have the financial funding to run a business. I don't have the financial freedom to take that leap of faith to leave my job and do what I love doing. I don't have that financial availability to purchase or make that investment. Well, first, start making investment in yourself. Again, as I mentioned, you cannot pour from an empty cup. Invest time, learn about yourself. Invest time with your family. Invest your only have a short lifespan. But I'm going to mispronounce his name, so all due respect, please pardon me. I'm going to refer to him, but I do follow him, and just give me one moment. I want to pronounce his name. Okay, Sandhu, I believe his name. He's a guru in the cultural realm, and he I am about type his name in. I can't think of it right now. I watch him every night before I go to sleep. I watch one of his reels, but he is a influencer who talks about.
Do you mean the author of GoPro? You mean the author of GoPro?
Talk. Speaks very highly about the inner attributes and gifts that we have. So it doesn't have to solely be currency or money. Solutions with ourselves. One of the great captions I've read, and pardon me, I don't know the author, but they keep reminding us we don't have a U-Haul after we leave this earth. All we have is the impact we have on others, the influences, the conversation in that. Halfway midway mark is making sure you create your own environment to suit your needs. They say you are a value of the top 5 people you surround yourself with, financially, intellectually, and harmoniously. So what is the environment that you're in? Is it an environment of toxicity, competition, anger, frustration, hate, and disappointment? Or is it that of abundance, wellness, energy, and happiness? We go on to empowerment, looking within and understanding some of the laws of nature, the law of attraction, the law of having patience and persevering and persisting towards that. The 5 agreements from Don Miguel Ruiz. The 4 agreements is more popular, but that of be impeccable with your word. Don't make assumptions. Always do your best.
Well,
This is following your vision to the end. not letting the distractions distract you, allowing you to stay on course because this was the vision and dream and manifestation you are creating. The naysayers and non-believers are going to be there always. They happen to Jesus. They happen to some of the great leaders. They've taken out some of the great leaders. But it's up to you to stay on course, to fulfill your message. And thank you, Angelique. Yes, don't take things personally. Yes, that's one that I'm still learning. So that's probably why I overviewed it. So thank you for your contribution. Stay on course. And remember, it's not on our watch on how we're going to progress. Our Creator has mapped everything out. The universe already sees us 5-10 steps ahead. Fine. And the last two in closing, application. After you come here and have attended this event, this message, breathe in success. What are the takeaway messages? What are the thoughts? What are the but most importantly, what can you apply? Like a sponge, some better than others. We retain information, and unfortunately, 30-second reels are only 30 seconds. But are those teachings of what to do and what not to do in our daily lives? And then finally, mastery. Live your life on your terms. Mastery. Go ahead and take those degrees, take those experiences, take those certifications, and master it and teach it to our younger generation. Ladies and gentlemen, our younger generations are confused. They're lost. They don't know which way is up. But it is our role and responsibility to hold them accountable and keep them in line. And allow them to make mistakes, allow them to ask questions, allow them to explore the world. Albert Einstein says, knowledge is limited, but it's imagination that encircles the world. Paraphrased, of course. So these steps that I've recapped, and if they're in the chat, I appreciate it. If they're not, that's okay. There's a playback. But look at your life today. What chapter are you in? Are you in chapter 1, self-awareness and self-discovery, still learning who you are? Chapter 2, mind over matter, questioning yourself, creating a vision, looking at where is your faith instilled? Chapter 3, are you in the investment stage, investing in you financially, emotionally, spiritually, and intellectually? Chapter 4, creating your environment. Are you networking because the common conversations are not working? I host a networking event once a month that I'm going to incur and continue. Network with individuals who want to lift you up and not tear you down. Chapter 5, are you in the empowerment stage where you are understanding where you are? You have a vision, you have the community, you have the investment, and now building a village, building a community around you to help you achieve that. Are you in chapter 6, discipline, really now have all the tools and the intellect and the preparedness to move forward, and now honing to discipline that this is my dream and nobody's going to take it from me. I'm not going to quit on myself. I'm not going to let that 7-year-old down on what their dreams were. Or are you in chapter 7, application mode? Now applying what you've learned, now applying the mechanics, creating those workshops, creating those masterminds, creating that book that you're ready to share? Or are you at the top and still climbing of mastery, where you're living your life on your own terms, but now ready to share it with the world? Take a moment Now, breathe in with goodness, light, health, safety, security, and abundance. And breathe out the mistakes, the mishaps, the misfortunes, the losses in your life. And now be ready to breathe in success and share it with the world. I welcome your thoughts and questions before closing thoughts. Thank you for your time.
Wow, wow, wow. You know, in Nigeria, we say wow when something is amazing and you don't know how else to describe it. We say wow, you know. Honestly, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Honestly, I'm feeling heavy to move from where I'm sitting right now. A lot has gone in already. But kindly, before we move progressively to the closing, kindly drop the links. Kindly drop the link to your book, to your program, the Accountability Partner Program. Kindly drop the link for it. Thank you, ma'am. The link to your accountability partner, the link to all your social media, and the link to buy your book as well, so that I believe my people here, everybody, please, we must, as a matter of fact, to patronize her. I know how much Andrea would charge if she's to deliver this kind of thought-provoking inspiration from her heart in a gathering in US or Australia or in Europe or anywhere else. She's doing this out of love for humanity, a desire to carry Africa along in her empowerment, human empowerment, mind empowerment, and accountability program. And she also, before we begin to wind down, I want you to use this avenue now to outline the different programs you have and how our people can come in. Okay, some of the links are already there on the chat, and also you're going to drop this link for me in the email later so that I can have it, and I'll send it through my Success Bread WhatsApp broadcasting, and I believe we're going to have a traffic through that as well. So you have now opportunity and a platform. Share with our people what are some of your accountability program or some of your mentorship program that people are coming into, and also how can we get to benefit from all of that you do, and then we'll begin to maybe take a last questions, and then I will allow you. You have been talking for over 1 hour. Honestly, I think I need to come under your training. The way you speak effortlessly is dizzying me, you know. Yeah. So thank you.
Yes, thank you so much. Pardon me.
Yeah.
So yes, so what I aim to do is I aim to pay it forward. We all start from the starting line, and some of us are midway through the track, halfway through the track, or finished and want to enhance their level of success. So what I do is, starting in September, I'm going to rerun with new global leaders, ambassadors, and high affiliates of their countries and continents of bringing the world together with Andrea Mason, where this platform brings together affiliates and people of great stature that has resources and abilities to make changes and connections that may not be accessible to the public. So bringing the world together with Andrea Mason is facilitated usually the third or fourth Tuesday of the month, which allows individuals to come and spotlight their services. And Benson was one of the elite attendees at that time, and I'm truly grateful for his connection and expertise. So that's bringing the world together. That will resume in September.
Okay.
Also, I have my podcast where I spotlight amateur and upcoming entrepreneurs who are really wanting to gain visibility, to gain the opportunity to share what they do, their travels, as well as their journeys. And what that podcast is titled, Unleashing the Champion Within. A lot of individuals mistake that champion has to be that of an athlete, an artist, or someone who has achieved a great feat. But Unleashing the Champion Within podcast spotlights individuals upon their journey, how they unleashed their champion within and bring them to where they are today. My book, Victim to Victorious, is found on Amazon, and I will also include in Benson for those in Asia and Africa. There is a particular link for those individuals, for you won't be able to get it on the basic Amazon.com, but my book is titled Victim to Victorious. As I had spotlighted it before, Les Brown had done the forward. This is my mother. And this is also my parents here at a Euro stage and later on stage. And this is the guideline of personal transparency, vulnerability, as well as a living testimony of the opportunities and experiences I've endured. But what's beauty about it is the titles of the chapters are the steps towards success through the healing power of forgiveness. I also have available that I'm working on a global project as a global ambassador and spearheading how to raise a peace ambassador. I connected with Africa's international and global TV and radio, the African portal of Joshua, as well as Dare Olawasan, to really spearhead that. We're looking for volunteers, grant writers, sponsors, and I will also include that link in the show notes, as we are going to send updates of our progress of that. And what that's tailoring and targeting is the gender violence based found in Africa, especially Nigeria. I have 2 women I'm working with in North and Southwest, the Northeast and Southwest of Nigeria, spearheading that project, along with some doctors, Dr. Lawanza Malanga from Nigeria, and he is also attributing on educating men, women, and children of the sex violence-based crimes, of the women being abducted, the children being abused, and providing resources and educational material for those regions so we can successfully manage and rise over that, so we can spread it globally. That's another project that I'm working in. Then the other 3 projects that I have, the podcast can be found live on Spotify on Tuesdays. And then the 3 new projects that I'm offering to the audience is Friday Finishes and Follow-Up. And what Friday Finishes and Follow-Ups is scheduled as deemed necessary. And what I do there is, as a global motivational leader, I have an episode that goes live on social media on Fridays and talks about individuals' adventures, announcements, and follow-ups on their entrepreneurial journey, whether they're podcast hosts, authors, aspiring entrepreneurs who go from victim to victorious. So stay tuned for that. The second tier is for more established individuals. Story tales towards success. This is for the voice of the voiceless. What you've endured and overcome, and allowing to share your story with the world. This gives the opportunity for individuals of victimization, of achieving personal freedom through the healing of power of forgiveness, whether that be victims of themselves or the community, and share their stories, to realize to educate the community that they're not alone. And then finally, I have my journey walkers, discovering the power of choosing to press play, plan life according to you. These include individuals and affiliates like Benson, who I've either coached, mentored, or worked beside and walked the path along on how they can endure and empower their story, how they can get more visibility to those worldwide. And it's an opportunity where I have the ability to connect with individuals, because a lot of individuals don't know how they can get to the next level. And I learned this from Les Brown. He taught me that, find the individuals that need your service and flourish with it. Now, my paid services are coaching, which can be found on my website. But what I'm doing here today for individuals who have attended, who have watched this on the playback, I am gifting you a 30-minute discovery call with me to walk the path less traveled. So you have the opportunity to maybe broaden your horizons, gain clarity, and say, have a different perspective of someone in the social work and psychology realm to see where you're headed. This is my gift to you. So when you go to the link, andreamasons.com/gift, in the subject line, you're going to enter 30-minute discovery call, and you're going to put, there's going to be a subject line, and you're going to put the name of this event so I know where you came from. Because I'm about paying it forward. As a woman of integrity and authenticity, I wouldn't be here if some individuals didn't say, you know what? I'm going to take you under my wing. I'm going to walk beside you and have you succeed in life. So that's my gift to you. Benson, back to you.
Wow, wow, wow. Amazing, amazing. A lot, a lot, a lot. Honestly, I am praying for you that the Almighty will give you the capacity to deliver on these loads of projects that you have. And also, like I said before, you could count on us to be part of your mastermind group, and also global partner who also synergize with you across this part of the world in Africa. And also, I pray that one day you have opportunity to visit Africa physically, where we will be happy to host you, and then you speak to women over here, and then young people, and across all your program. And we also believe that we have opportunity to come to that great country called America someday for speaking engagements and other moves. And definitely we're going to see physically to do one or two things together. And thank you so much. Honestly, I can't thank you enough. Before I let you go, because you have really spent a lot of energy here today to inspire the people and to put them on the track of life again, to breathe in the breath of life. Please, my viewers, kindly, I am confident in you. You must have to visit. We'll find a way to be part of Andrea's success and get her book. The greatest gift you can give to an author is to buy a copy of his book. So I know what it feels sometimes. If I'm going somewhere, someone will just say, hey, send me the link to your book, and I'll just send the link before I know I see something. It's not the money, but that courage that, hey, a link to your book, it means you have us in mind. So the best way to encourage us is to buy a copy of our book. So very quickly, before I let you go finally, what is your final take? This audience has been listening to you for a while now, and some have just joined. Is it a quick recap, or is there a particular nugget that you want to give to them that they could carry it along as a bone of contention for the rest of the week, or for the rest of the month, or for the rest of the year?
Yes. So what my closing thoughts are is included. It is that of, as I mentioned before, follow your heart, not the herd, nor the hurt. And ladies and gentlemen, what I love about that statement when it came to me in collaboration was herd can be what you listen to, or the masses, like a herd of cattle. So it's really important to you to understand and to really look deep within. Your gifts were given to you, your talents. And like I said, looking at this gallery right now, we all have areas of improvement that we'd like to strengthen and work on. But what the beauty and balance of life is, we also have the ability to help others in our areas of improvement. So what are you good at and what aren't you good at? Write them down, create a vision, and start networking and connecting collectively. Live your life with love. Know that everything happens for a reason and everything is working out for you. And from my heart, Always, always, always be true, because you don't know what someone's gone through, going through, or thinks of you. Back to you, Benson. Oh, you have to unmute, my friend. There you go.
Yeah, viewer, you have heard it loud and clear. Everything that happens to you happened for a reason. And Andrea has made it very clear today that other people's opinion of you should not be your reality. You have the ability to chart your own path. You say the things you take in, the things you inject in, the things you inhale have a way of controlling your thinking. Therefore, make sure whatever you are taking in are positive things, are things that nourish your body, are things that nourish your spirit, are things that energize you to do more than you have done yesterday, are not destructive thoughts that will make you to think of doing wrong thing, or make you think of committing suicide, or make you thinking of hurting your neighbor. But let there be things that make you think of how can I turn these thoughts, these difficulties, this challenge, how will I turn this ugly situation to a beautiful situation? How can I turn this sad story, bad story, into a beautiful story? For those of us who are related or close with the Christian Bible, there is an interesting story of a woman called Naomi. Her situation was so bad when she was returning. She said, no one should call me Naomi, that people should call me Mara, which means ugly or bitterness. Her situation was so bad. But she don't know that God was preparing something for her. Few years down the line, the woman who called herself Naomi opened her mouth and said, indeed, God has wiped away my tears, and he has made me a mother, even when I did not expect it. And indeed, that Naomi became the grandmother of Jesus of Nazareth, if you are looking through the historical background of Jesus Christ. So therefore, men and friends, no situation is final and no condition is permanent. That you are going through it today does not mean that you are the worst of persons. When you find yourself in the middle of your challenge, always tell yourself, try me and you will see the best of me. Never you say, why me? Why me are the question for the less-hearted individuals, but why me are the question for the strong-hearted, who say, dare me, and you will see the stuff I am made of. Kindly, men and friends, go out there, put this into work, and I pray the Almighty will take care of you. Andrea, thank you so much. We can't thank you enough. But on your final thoughts, where is God factor in all you do? Maybe in a sentence or in a word.
Yes, it is act with intention and with attention, not with distraction and distraction or degrading. Because what happens is our thoughts, as I say, energy flows where focus goes. So what I really take into my heart, and it's difficult for me because I was spiritually abused when I lost my mother. So I kind of lost my faith, but I'm working on regaining my faith. And this was reminded to me yesterday. What I can't control, God would take care of. And I have to have faith in that I have to realize that he wouldn't give me, God, the creator, wouldn't give me something that I couldn't handle. And if at any moment there was a moment that I would be carried and I would see the one path of footprints. So act with intention.
What you cannot handle, God will handle. I love that. I love that. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Men and friends, thank you so much. This is where we draw the curtain this afternoon. Angelica Castro, thank you so much for being here. Faith, thank you so much for being there. Andrea, I think you have a host of friends. Monte, we have them. Oluwasoyin Ogorinde, our dear mommy here in my Magodo, thank you so much.
you.
Pastor Jonah Jackson, thank you so much. And the host of other people.
Thank you, everyone.
I think we have people like Pastor Lausa and co, and many others who have joined, and somehow maybe other engagement has made them to go away. We thank you so much, and we look forward to do this with you the third Saturday in the month of August. So for each and every one of you, don't forget to join us back. While we also look forward to join Andrea program in the month of September when she's fully back on that. That is where we draw the curtain today. God bless each and every one of you, and have a nice, is it going to noonday now, right?
Yes, correct.
Okay, that's all right. So have a nice day over there, and also the weekend. So
yes,
God bless you. Thank you so much. I can't thank you enough. Just know that my heart beats with prayers for you, that the Almighty make you a global voice that men and women will live to say, Andrea came to this world and she has left her footprint. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, Benson.
Indeed.
Take care. Be well.
Right.